Hello and welcome back to Frogboy X1 Gaming. I'm Andrew, and today we're talking about the 1440p firmware beta for the PlayStation 5. I'm getting a lot of comments in my comment section over the videos I've been posting lately. People telling me that the PlayStation doesn't run in 1440p, or that the PlayStation 4 games don't run in 1440p, or there's no support for any of that. Let me make something perfectly clear, okay? Just so you guys understand, I am running the beta. My PlayStation 5 now allows me to set my resolution output to 1440p and run it directly to a 1440p gaming monitor. That means that any freaking game that runs that runs at 1440p or over 1440p will be downsampled to 1440p. It doesn't matter what it doesn't matter if there's code or not in there. If the resolution is above 1440p, it will in fact be downsampled to native 1440p. That's the whole point of this update. So therefore, what happens with that image? You've all seen these games like Red Dead Redemption 2, Call of Duty. I'm uploading a Call of Duty World War II video right now. You've all seen these games running at 4K on your 4K screen. Now, what's happening is it's taken that 4K image, which is 2 times more pixels than what 1440p is. If you got 1080p and 4K, that is exactly 4 1080p's on one screen. So if you're taking that down to 1440p, what it is effectively doing is smashing all of those pixels into a 1440p container, therefore adding better image quality. If it's 4K and it goes to 1440p, it looks a lot better. And it does this on the Xbox as well. Xbox has support for 1440p monitors, so you can downsample your image from 4K to 1440p, therefore giving you a better image quality. Not only is it going to be sharper, it's also going to look more dense. The pixels will look more dense. That is what is happening. It doesn't matter if the game supports 1440p or not. Please understand this. Like, this is not me being rude. I'm trying to explain this the best way I can with what I am seeing. What I'm seeing on my screen is incredible. This is exactly the update that PlayStation 5 needed. Like, it desperately needed this. The Xbox, I'm grateful that both of these next-gen consoles, even the Series S, allows you to do this. That means you can have a perfect image every time you're playing your game. Every time. Like, it'll just look good. Some games are better on 4K than they are than other ones are. Like, it's true. Some games look really, really good on a 4K screen. Some games look, they're not that great. Like, you'll have like the older games, like the blurry, muddy textures or whatever. They do decidedly look better once they are downscaled to a 1440p monitor. Now, I know there's a lot of confusion, and I know there's a lot of PlayStation fanboys out there that are like, "Hey gosh, why would I want a 1440p monitor? Why would that matter to me?" Sit down. Sit down, guys. You clearly don't know what you're talking about. You are delusional console fanboys that clearly do not care to learn anything about other than on your screen or whatever. If you're going to run around talking about quality, you might as well talk about the quality updates like 1440p output for your PlayStation 5, which is far more quality than a 4K image. Like, once it's downsampled. You don't understand. If the developers actually take the time to build, instead of shooting for 4K, I've said this a few times, it takes a lot more VRAM. VRAM is your graphics card memory. The more VRAM, the more pixels that they can populate and add better textures, better effects, better lighting, better shadowing. All of that stuff can be done if you have more VRAM. If you have less VRAM, you get less pretty textures. You get less pretty stuff. But on 1440p, that takes less VRAM, and you can crank the visuals up extremely high, and you can still get your 60 frames a second or better. That is that is why 1440p really matters for these consoles. Because think about it, some of these games that you're getting coming out, they're 1080p at 120 frames a second, or they're 1440p at 100 frames a second, 120 frames a second. When you look at that on your 4K TV, unless you have a really nice OLED with a really nice upscaler in it, I mean, let's face it, dude. Upscaling from 1080p to 4K is pretty freaking tough. It's pretty tough. Some of the best upscalers out there, they tend to make the image look, you know, a little bit worse anyways sometimes, depending on the upscaler. I know that LG OLEDs have pretty decent upscalers. But that's the thing, man. I didn't really understand a lot of this until I bought a PC. I didn't really understand a lot of this, and I'll be honest about that. I didn't understand a lot of this, you know, about the different types of, you know, quality settings that you can get by lowering your. Because when I put things on 4K on my 4K TV with my PC, sometimes I have to make sacrifices to like high settings, or, you know, go from ultra to medium or something like that, just depending on how heavy the game is, how much VRAM, what the you know, the textures, the different types of, you know, rendering techniques and stuff like that. Sometimes I have to make sacrifices with the graphics card that I have. If I had like a 3080 or a 3090 or something, I wouldn't have to make any of these sacrifices. But with the card I have, yes, I have to make sacrifices at 4K. I don't have to make those same sacrifices at native 1440p. Like, I don't have to make those sacrifices. I get everything. I get all of them visuals. And I'm telling you, native 1440p with max settings looks better than anything these consoles are going to do at native 4K. Like, way better looking visuals. This is a good thing. This update is a good thing for the PlayStation 5. It's a good thing. It was a good thing for the Xbox. It was a good thing for the Xbox Series S. 1440p is a lot more manageable to hit, and it doesn't take as much resources. So these consoles, these developers can essentially really take advantage of the hardware in our next gen consoles and really give us, you know, the ray tracing that you guys all want, and all the other bells and whistles. But you're going to have to get a 1440p monitor to really enjoy that. Yeah, it'll look all right. 1440p will definitely look all right on a 4K TV. It'll definitely look all right. It'll be doable. Like, you'll still be like, oh yeah, that looks great. But where it's really going to shine is if you get yourself a 1440p monitor. That is going to be the best option. These consoles are really high end. They're pretty high end when it comes to 1440p. Like, they're pretty high end. They're not as good as the 3060 Ti that I got, but they are pretty good. Like, they're nipping at its heels. Like, they're good enough to deliver a 1440p experience. You just might not get as many frames or as high quality ray tracing, but you can still get better ray tracing on 1440p than you're getting on your than you're getting in the 4K. So, to all my Sony fans out there, to all the guys, the naysayers, whatever, this is a good update. This is something to really celebrate and be happy about going forward. It's another option for you. If you don't have the money to buy a 4K TV, you can get a really decent 1440p monitor for a fraction of the price. So you can enjoy an amazing image with your 120 FPS support and all the bells and whistles. Eventually, I'm pretty sure Sony's going to bring a better VRR solution that will work with 1440p. So that's basically where I'm at with this today, guys. I just wanted to, you know, kind of clear things up, make another video, get some more clicks, whatever. But If you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. I just try to bring the community the best information I can so they can make the most informed decision. Is 1440p on PlayStation 5 a game changer? Yes. Yes, it is. It is a game changer. I believe that 1440p support for the PlayStation 5 is a game changer. Whether developers are going to utilize it and really push the 1440p option as hard as they can, who knows? Only time will tell. But we have got a pretty decent precedent with 1440p games. Like we do. Most of the stuff that goes into performance mode is 60 FPS at 1440p. So, yeah, this is good. I think this will be supported, and I think that Sony has a plan to actually utilize this. I hope so, anyways, because I would love to see both of them really push this stuff to give us higher quality image and settings for our consoles. This is pretty cool. This is pretty close. A lot of PC gamers are out there still rocking 1440p because it makes more sense. They get way better performance at 1440p resolution, and it still looks incredible. So if you like this content, like I said, don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one, man. Thank you.